Hello everyone, my name is Naomi and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be sharing some ways on how I make my life feel fun and free and just more joyous. I wanted to do a video like this because I feel like sometimes we're always trying to find ways to, improve our life, to elevate, to be better, like as if we're like these human little projects. But to genuinely feel like you could have fun on your day-to-day life, to find the sense of freedom and openness, that is something that our soul really needs. And especially nowadays, I feel like it's so easy to get lost in technology and social media and just the voice of the world. It's become this sense of like hyper productivity, and I really wanted to create this video because I feel like the reason we were placed here on earth is not only to fulfill our goals and our dreams and our dharma, but to genuinely enjoy our human life experience, to let go of this need to perform and really constantly be productive. We are human. We're these kind of big children in that we can always continue to invite this sense of curiosity and fun and just creativity in life. So I'm going to share some ways on how I've been able to do that. It's still obviously a work in progress. These are things and experiences that I've been able to weave and practices that I've slowly made more accessible in my day-to-day life. But yeah, I thought that this would be really fun, so I hope you enjoy. So the first way I feel like we're able to genuinely start to find the sense of fun and freedom and openness is really to be present. And I know this is like a common theme on my channel, but it is really true, because the moment that we want to escape this present moment, the moment that we begin to doom scroll or we begin to numb with substances or food or whatever that might be for you, that is what's going to rob us of this sense of fun and freedom, because we are constantly wanting to be somewhere other than the here and now. So it's kind of like this paradox, it's like we want to feel freedom and joy and love and happiness, and we're trying to find it like on our phones or texting people or through these different harmful habits. And so the first thing I would say is drop in and try to be mindful. To me, this looks like, for example, let's say I'm on a beautiful hike or I'm with some friends and I'm starting to feel like, okay, like I'm bored and going on my phone or scrolling or wanting to, distort my reality. I will start to drop into my breath, and really just kind of meta awareness, like this metacognition, and really observing myself as this little person, this ego, this personality that is consistently yearning for more. And so the moment that we start to be present and we drop into our body, our breath, our surroundings, this is when we can begin to invite this sense of curiosity and excitement for life. It's beginning to observe the things that you walk by every single day, but you don't really notice because we're distracted, because we're like, oh, whatever, Karen is having a good time, she's in Bali, or oh, this girl's on this, and like consistently comparing our lives and wanting to seek more in something that is really just someone's highlight reel, And when I'm saying this, I'm talking about social media. So for me, this begins by taking a step back, getting in the present, and then starting to invite that curiosity. There are times, for example, when I will have to, wash my clothes or, do my bills, wash the dishes, whatever that might be. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, I have to do this. This is boring. I don't want to do this. Procrastinating, right? When we actually shift our mind and we're able to say, wow, this is an opportunity, what a privilege that I have that I could get to do these things. And then making it fun, playing some music, starting to move your body, inviting a friend over and saying, hey, like, do you want to run some errands with me? And maybe even having time in between where you get to go outside, go on a walk, do some art. Whatever makes your soul just happy and excited, make sure that you are weaving those moments in life as well. And romanticize your day. I feel like this is the main way how I'm able to make my life feel more free and exciting, is by genuinely just romanticizing my day-to-day habits. When I'm gonna take a shower, or when I need to clean my room, I'm going to put some music on, I put some candles. I really start to romanticize this seemingly boring or mundane task into the privilege that I have to experience life, to experience the aesthetic of cleaning my room or folding my clothes, making it organized and feel satisfying. It seems kind of like dumb almost, or kind of like why would we do that? But it is in those really simple tasks or the framing of your mindset that invites this sense of childlike innocence and curiosity. And so these are just little, like, kind of like what I do, but it really does start from within, So I would say the second most critical thing is authenticity. And when I say this, I mean stop performing. Drop this whole egoic mindset of I need to be a certain way around certain people, performing, and just really trying to find validation from external sources. And I'm definitely guilty of this. I've definitely been in circles where I feel like I have to kind of fake it or pretend or be someone that I'm not. And that is the ultimate robber of all of your sense of joy and fun, and really allowing your vessel and your soul to feel free, because you are not being true to yourself. You are stealing your soul's expression from just being, because we want to be seen, we want to be loved. And so next time you're in an environment where you feel like you need to, externalize or behave in a certain way because you're around certain people, again, inviting that sense of presence and mindfulness, and start to just speak your truth. If you feel like you've been kind of performing or acting in some sense, just kind of drop your shoulders, take a breath, and be like, if I truly love and value myself, I will behave and be the person that I know I'm supposed to be. Even if it's cringy, even if it's weird, even if it means that you will no longer be accepted. Because the moment that you start to tap into your true essence, into your true nature, that is when you will begin to invite these moments of fun and freedom and just this sense of euphoria in life. And so maybe it's even in the circle that you're in. Maybe you're not supposed to be hanging around those people, but I'm telling you now, as soon as you start to operate from a form of relaxation, authenticity, and really expressing whatever the fuck your mind and body wants to, and your spirit, that is when you're going to attract those right people, those right experiences, those moments where you feel like, wow, this is what life is supposed to feel like, because you're no longer behaving in this egoic state of mind. So next time you find yourself in this sense of, oh, I need to behave or I need to act in this way to be accepted or loved or seen, maybe that's not your crowd. Maybe that is your soul trying to tell you, I need to step out of this and take time to be true to myself. Because if you cannot be true to yourself, then you're not going to be able to find that anywhere. As within, so without. So we are truly mirrors. If we're starting to see and observe people that maybe are not making us feel good, that is a reflection, and it's inviting us to tap in and to really get curious and say, Why am I inviting these types of people or experiences and moments in my life? What is it about myself that I'm not accepting or loving or truly seeing for what it is? The next invitation I would say is start to hang out with kids more. I know that this may not be accessible for everyone, but like for example, in my case, I'm super grateful I get to actually work with kids. So the moment that you start to kind of observe and be around their innocent, high vibrational energy of like, I don't give a fuck, it really starts to rub off, and it reminds you of when you were that kid, when you didn't care what you looked like, when you were playing outside, when you said what you meant, and you were not performing, you were just being. And the reason why your childhood feels so, invigorating, or like it was like this very long period, is because of the fact that we were not only present majority of the time, like meaning that we were not thinking about the future or the past, but we were radically authentic. There is not really this impermeated or conditioned voice to act a certain way, or maybe not until you were a little bit older, but you were just being. And so when you hang around with kids and you just get to be in your inner child, that is just so freeing, and it is so fun. It is just like you get to be in this state of mind, and you get to almost tap into that younger version of yourself where you're just in the present and you're excited and you're looking for, okay, how could we create and use our imagination to make this seemingly boring experience into something fun and exciting, and starting to dance and sing and play games that you probably would have never done if you were in this sense of, oh no, I'm an adult and I need to be serious and stoic and I need to be cool. And it's like, actually, when you are acting like yourself and you do not care and you stop, trying in a simple way, that is when people are most attracted to you. They're like, oh wow, like this person, like they're so real. And you could feel that. You could feel when you're around people, when you're around kids, or when you're around maybe older adults, when they kind of lost this spark. They're no longer feeling this sense of imagination and wonder and really a sense of excitement for life. So try to find some friends, hang out with your little cousins, with your nephews, with the neighbors. I don't know. I know this might be weird and it might be giving some weird vibes, but if you genuinely make time to hang out with just younger children and people, it will rub off. You are around this loving, kind of innocent, open, exciting energy, and so you will in turn begin to remember, oh wow, what did it feel like when I was playing hide and seek as a kid, or when I played with my toys, or when I will be outside for hours and I will lose track of time. That is really where this sense of freedom and joy and fun comes from. It is from letting go of all of these tasks and to-do lists, and the sense of, oh, I need to be a grown-up now, and I need to lock in, and I need to do all these things. Like, actually, you need to lock out. You need to unlock your soul and be open and free. And this is definitely not easy. Like, I know I'm saying all these things, but this is something I'm actively practicing as well. And when I feel like I'm starting to lose myself in my routine, or starting to feel rigid and boring, and I'm dreading going to do these things, I'm like, wait, let me take a step back. Let me begin to invite the sense of excitement and, this sense of romanticizing, and just finding the pleasing and amusing moments in life. And it can be simple if we make it out to be. I think a lot of times we get lost. It's easy to feel like we need to excel in all of these aspects of our life because of what we hear from our parents, our family, social media, of what we have just been permeated with in our minds. So another key factor is being able to cleanse yourself on all levels, like spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally, And that could be in many ways. It could be like working out, it could be, going to a sauna, finding mindfulness, finding moments to journal, and maybe just letting go of all of this clutter that we have in our being, I think that for me, this is like a reset moment when I get to, have just a slow day where I get to invest in myself, where I get to be, and taking a day out of even your month or your week for the sole purpose of just being present, having fun, and enjoying your life. And this could be like you reaching out to a friend, making a fun date, going to the beach, playing games, starting to do art. It's whatever really begins to make you feel like, oh my gosh, like, let's go. Like, you have this sense of anticipation. That is important. That is where longevity and livelihood really stems from. It is when we are looking forward to those moments and being like, oh my gosh, I can't wait for this weekend, get to go to a concert or hang out with my friends or watch a movie, whatever this is for you. But try not to just get lost in the sense of I need to do this, I need to do that, but actually investing in your spirit and your soul and your heart. We need to have moments when we don't have nothing to do but just be, but just to have fun, just to go out, to experience life. That's what I feel like the purpose of us being here is to truly and fully and wholesomely experience exactly where we are. And that is a consistent process. That is something that we need to maintain. And so by being able to get still and weaving in time, even if it's just chunks of your day, to simply be, to go out on a walk, to, make delicious foods, to be with the people that you love, that is what's going to start to embody and create this beautiful sense of fun and freedom and excitement and joy in your life. So, yep, I think that's all for today, my loves. I hope that you're able to take something with you. Like I said, these are all just like suggestions and invitations and things that I'm really trying to implement within my own life. And so please take everything I say with a grain of salt, and you always know what's best and highest for yourself. So, yeah. That's all for today, my loves. Thank you if you made it this far. I'm so super grateful. I'm trying to stay more consistent and open on here with you guys. So thank you for supporting me, and have a beautiful day. Bye.